Good evening, everybody. I shall think, we'll just wait for a couple of minutes and see people joining in. Then we'll start with our session today. I hope I'm audible. Hello, everybody. I see people joining. Good evening to all of you. Good. Thank you. Thank you, Shama. Okay. So time is very precious. So I think, we are scheduled a time of 6 to be live talking about education abroad, different country options, different study options, study opportunities abroad in international countries. So yes, today my topic, rather the discussion will be primarily upon Australia as a country destination for studies overseas. We see that yes, I will actually address the questions. I see emojis also coming in, so I'll address all of them after I am done with the kind of information about Australia. So why one should study in Australia? Well, currently the entire global cities is going through a common pandemic situation where it's a big uncertainty about things. And I personally feel that for students it's a big step, it's a big decision of their life, especially when they are thinking to plan studies, degree programs from abroad universities. So it's very important that we basically try to understand the key points of every country and the education institution, the education providers of these various countries, to check the immigration policies, check the kind of facilities given to international students, in order to check the destination where you would like to do your studies from. So Australia definitely has been identified as a premier country and a preferred destination for a lot of international students who are seeking education abroad. There are 42 universities in Australia, 40 Australian universities, of which 37 are public institutions and 3 are private institutions. And there are 2 international private university campuses as well. The second thing, the main highlight about the top-notch universities in Australia, we are aware of the group of 8 universities. The group of 8 Australian universities come in the top 150 world rankings. Now basically they are more involved, or they are the leading research innovative universities. And so this kind of gives us a lot of acknowledgement in terms of academic excellence, research programs, as we know that Australia is a very research innovative country, with universities who are investing a lot in various forms of research. So among the the universities, which are the group of 8 universities, are namely University of Melbourne, the Australian National University, University of Sydney, University of Queensland, University of Western Australia, University of Adelaide, Monash University, and UNSW. Now, when we are talking about the rankings, the second important factor which basically hits us is what will be the quality of education maintained over these list of rank universities which we see. So I would like to put here that the Australian education system is distinguished by the Australian qualitative framework. Now, the work of the Australian qualitative framework is to specify the standards for educational qualification in Australia. And this is basically directly administered nationally by the Australian government's Department of the Education Industry. So primarily we can understand from this that it's a well established standard which is maintained all over. Hence there's no comparison as such, 40 universities to choose among, so you won't be in a too much loop or confused where to go, what to do. Once you are sure of what you want to pursue and what career goals you want to achieve in life, I think Australia will definitely be a very good option for you, because it is already very, very streamlined. The Australian degrees, fortunately, are globally recognized qualifications, and most of the courses you will study, namely I can say finance, nutrition, nursing programs, all of these programs are themselves professionally accredited. They maintain very high standard of eligibility, okay, especially the merits, and the kind of relevant background is preferable. But yes, one more flexibility I would like to mention about Australia is it allows you to do a bit of profile building. If suppose you want to change stream and get into something which you have not done before, so it allows you the flexibility to build up a profile alike and make an application. It's just that you need to explain, write a good statement of purpose essay where you're writing that why you basically you are looking forward to do this kind of professional program. And if you are well justified in your application, then well, you have the offer. One more interesting and a very useful information here is that Australia is very easily adaptable and acceptable towards the Indian form of education system. We maintain 10+2+3 format of education in India. So this at times in certain Western countries is an issue, like they still say that you need to complete 16 years of education in order to apply. So this is not the case in Australia. So it is easily available and preferred for international students, and I would say Indian students would want to go to Australia for this reason. Now, no compulsory tests. Okay, I leave apart IELTS, and English language test is definitely needed, but I'm talking about GRE, SAT, ACT, GMAT. Okay. However, again, there are some programs offered by Group of 8 universities which are flagship programs, and for them, if you have a GMAT score or if you have your ACT score, it is recommended. It is good for your application, but it is not a compulsion that you can't apply to any particular program in Australia if you don't have GRE. Now, talking about the most favorite topic of students, that's scholarships. So yes, I can gladly tell you that there is a scholarship opportunity for international students. The public universities give away grant scholarship opportunities which students are easily eligible for during initial application. What my students basically ask, like before, how will I be able to make an application to this university? My students ask that, ma'am, tell me about the scholarships. So yeah, let me just tell you a very basic fundamental truth, that is you basically have to make an initial application. You have to show interest towards a university and respect the highlights and the program and the campus facilities offered by the university, and make a very humble application. So that is there. Now secondly, when my application is submitted to the university international admissions team will work on my submitted application and work on giving me an offer letter. Now this offer letter will basically entitle all the scholarships I'm eligible for, and would reward me on the scholarships where I am eligible for. And this is not a single one time scholarship. There are scholarships which can be repeated in all the 2 years of master's degree, or the 3 years or 4 years during undergraduate degree. So yes, yearly scholarships are available. Students can primarily get ranging between 10 to 15 to approx 30% of scholarships, but there are cases with undergraduate students where they are even eligible for 100% scholarship. But again, it's a case subjective thing. So I would really come back to the basics, saying that please make an application through Advise International, because we are guiding you on all the universities from Australia. And do your profiling with your counselor well before you finally decide to submit an application. And also take an advantage of the different fairs which we are conducting online these days. The universities are virtually available with us, connecting with the students one to one, to answer all your queries and whatever questions you might have. Because it's a big decision in your life, it is very important that you go through questions like about the campus, about the facilities, about the student clubs, because no matter how much a university degree is going to help you, parallelly you also have to be very, very efficient in networking, because you're going in an international country. You have to make new relationships and new establishments. So basically it is how you're able to kind of blend yourself within an international atmosphere is going to talk for your future. Now a very interesting point for I think more for postgraduate students, because they are mature, they have work experience, so before they apply to work as a student, or study as a university enrolled student, that is part-time job opportunity. So yes, Australia is giving you that allowance where you can balance your lifestyle well, and you are also allowed legally to work well while you study. 20 hours in a week's time, you are allowed to study when you are on your semesters, when you are having your classes. But during vacations, there is no as such limitation to work hours. So I think it gives a very healthy balance to matured students, especially the postgraduate students. So they would really like to take advantage of being in the country and get. And again, like I was talking about blending in, so jobs, definitely, be it part-time jobs, be it full-time jobs, it gives you an exposure, so which you really want to experience. I'm trying to cover all the points, and hope it is kind of easy to understand, and easy to kind of get the pointers you should be looking for in Australia. Crime rate, I would say that it is really gone down, and it's really a very safe country now. And most important and most beautiful part of Australia is that it's a multicultural country. So it is allowing and it is accepting a lot of diversity in its culture, and it is making the country more vibrant and attractive for more people to come and want to live there. Because I hear a lot of students telling me about their friends who are in Australia, their relatives who are in Australia, so they really want to cherish and be a part of the lifestyle there. High standard of living, definitely. It's lovely scenic beauty in Australia, it's warm culture, and even the climate out there is very much adaptable to Indians, to specify Indians, because not everybody is okay with extreme cold. So this makes even the fact that Australia is a very good place as a travel destination. So yeah, talking about diversity, I can explain seeing that 200 different nationalities, students from all across the globe you'll find in Australia. So definitely it is a great experience to be there. On campus experience will be definitely good, as promised by the universities. So basically, yeah, so like I was telling, we have the webinars, we have the web fairs, basically, so please join them and interact with the universities, talk to your counselors and advise, so that you're well guided on the universities and what facilities and things you can look forward to while studying in Australia. So talking about work opportunity, internships are also there offered by universities. So yes, so that is again one of the reasons why you would want to have an international degree from Australia. Post-study work permit is a very important concern, and it will really be interesting to know that after you've completed your degree program in Australia, you are eligible for post-study work permit. You are allowed to stay back. Okay, so I'll even specify here the details about the post-study work permit. 2-year stay back opportunity if you are staying in Melbourne, Sydney or Brisbane. You will get 3 years of PSW if you study at Perth, Adelaide, Gold Coast, Newcastle, Macquarie, Wollongong, Hobart, Geelong. You will get 4 years of PSW visa if you're studying in Darwin, Townsville. So I'll repeat again, it is 2 years, 3 years and 4 years. So region wise, you have the permit extended. So that's a great and a very unique opportunity which you'll find in Australia. I would also like to, in addition to, all the highlights, I would add on that under the current situation, as we are all experiencing the COVID situation, and there are restrictions, travel restrictions for students. Interestingly, we are still filing Australian visa, and we are so happy that the immigration policies and the rules are so so in favor and so much in reasonable and transparent, that we are able to file visas, Australian visas, and even they are getting approved. So it's I think it's really a wonderful to see all the Australian visas granted to our students at this moment. I personally have students who have started classes online, so it's again they are experiencing it and they are loving it, I would say, because they are not from going far away, they are not leaving their family away under this uncertain times. They are sitting in their home and they are continuing, they have enrolled online for their classes, both master's degree and undergraduate degree programs. Yeah, provided you have met all the conditions and you have an unconditional offer from any Australian university, you can accept, and you will be able to start your classes online. Definitely it is, you have to work it up with your profile and see how it goes, like how the enrollment kind of happens. But yes, it is possible, and a lot of students have joined online classes, and they even have started they have even filed their visas. So, and students have also got their visas. So if we're just waiting for the travel bans to get over, so once it is done, they can fly. The only thing they have to maintain is they have to self quarantine themselves for 14 days in the accommodation where they would be living in. Otherwise, everything seems very, very easy flowing and welcoming, I would say. So it's a big encouragement for students to apply to Australia. Do we have questions? Well, Madhu, I think, you can look forward to, talking to any Canadian counselor, like somebody who can guide you for Canada. And PhD also a very interestingly, students want to pursue PhD abroad. So yes, please prepare your research proposal and send it out to, universities, converse, network with professors of the related research area, and I'm sure you will be guided back, and just follow, go with the flow, how you're being guided, and that should be good. Yesha, you have any concerns you can please address? Well, a personal feedback, you can always address it to the head office. I think there are more Canada questions in an Australia discussion. We have lovely response from our students, and we work in common equation. Our students are also have to be cooperative, serious, genuine, and we are trying our best. At one point of time, we are catering to about we don't even have a number. We are catering to so many students. So I absolutely agree there might be some delay, but we are equally concerned about everybody's career and lives. So if you have any concern, please address to your counselor, talk to the concerned person and get it resolved, because don't keep grudges in life. I don't think I'll have questions. Living is costly. I would say yes and no both. It depends, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane. If you go to a city-based location, definitely prices may go high. If you're living in a regional area, definitely low. But again, it's up to you. If 11 to 12 lakhs should be sufficient in a year. We have subclass 500 visa in Australia, and it's pretty easy. We just do it in online, and we are getting a lot of students. We are getting student visa approved. So that's a very, very good thing. Very good news for us, and we are extremely happy. Okay, I don't see questions, so thank you so much for being with me and being patient. I think please converse, talk it out, address your queries. If A person is not available, definitely B will be available. So but yeah, everybody under the roof or under the umbrella of advice, I think we are all a very integral part, and we really want to shape your life and career in the most fruitful way. So all the best to everybody, and please stay safe, and I wish you all the best for all your future aspirations. Thank you so much.